Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The first batch of compensation houses are handed to citizens of Wilaya of Barka whose properties were affected by Batna Coastal Road. Ministry of Commerce and Industry steps transaction deals of a number of owners of multicultural registrations and calls in around 130 establishments to make sure of its registration's effectiveness. And Muwasalat Company announces to increase its trips to Salalah to 5 trips daily during Salalah Tourism Festival. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Bandar bin Mohammed bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Barack Obama of the United States of America on his country's independence anniversary. The Ministry of Housing started to hand compensation houses to the first batch of citizens of the Wilaya of Barka whose properties were affected by the Batna Coastal Road. It took place at the premises of the Directorate General of Housing in the Governorate of South Batna. There were 75 houses which were completed and fitted with most services required. The Ministry of Housing is going ahead to conclude the file of compensating citizens through a speedy plan in all wilayas affected by the coastal road in the governorates of North and South Batna. The rest of houses will be handed out immediately after their completion. In the wilaya of Muscat, 2 batches will be handed to citizens, as well as in Suwaiq and Shinas, where houses are near completion. In a step aiming to combat the runaway manpower and the practice of hidden trade, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry recalled more than 130 institutions and corporates for investigation and to ensure effectiveness of their activities, as well as to check if requirements of licenses are met properly and if Omanization decided percentages are achieved. The investigation also includes watching the extent of compliance with presenting annual financial reports to the authorities concerned. The recall included companies and institutions which own more than 50 commercial records. The ministry stressed that it seized commercial deals with some individuals whom commercial records are not effective and who recruit runaway workers. The records will be stopped until repositioned and will be referred to judicial bodies if necessary. The ministry emphasized that the electronic system Invest Easy contributes in preventing negative impacts which affect the local economy and detects individuals who practice such activities. Statistics of Invest Easy portal of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry point out that the number of users for the 65 e-services has remarkably increased, as 4,194 new commercial registrations were recorded in June 2016, including 1,442 commercial registrations that were processed through Invest Easy portal. The number of commercial registration renewals during June 2016 also stood at 8,430, of which 2,614 were processed through Invest Easy portal, 4,009 through Senate offices, and 1,743 through the front offices of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and its directorates, and 64 through law firms. Oman National Transport Company Muwasalat announced that it will add more trips to Salalah during Salalah Tourism Festival, starting on the 3rd day of Eid al-Fitr, increasing from 3 to 5 daily trips. It will provide 225 seats daily at a total of 7,000 seats a month. The increase came in pursuit by Muwasalat to enhance tourism activity in the Sultanate in general and to support Salalah Tourism Festival in particular. That, in addition to providing safe, accessible transport means, it also gives special offers at promotional prices during the festival period. Tickets will be free for children less than 2 years accompanying their parents, and there will be a special discount for group bookings. The company said its trips will be in different times throughout the day, as the first trip starts at 7 a.m. and the last trip will be at 7 p.m. Still to come in our news bulletin. Within the aim to preserve surplus food, a voluntary initiative is adopted by a group of youths in the governorate of Boremi.
في الأوقات التالية.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Ministry of Education approved the general indicators for results of General Education Diploma and its equivalent for the first sitting 2015-2016. The results will be available from 4 p.m. on next Sunday by sending SMS. The success level in the General Education Diploma formal education stood at 83%. The ministry will allow students to apply for rechecking their exam results from 10th to 14th of July, and it will not accept any requests after this period. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman. Muscat Securities Market MSM General Index added 35 points, comprising a rise by 0.61% to close at 5,812 points compared to the last session, which stood at 5,777 points. The trading value stood at 2.1 million Omani riyals, comprising a decline by 46.63% compared to the last session, which stood at 4.1 million Omani riyals. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.26% to reach about 17.06 billion Omani riyals. Nakhal traditional Eid Souk witnessed today a rapid increase in the prices of goats and cows. The Eid Souk, known as Al-Habta, brings some other goods for the Eid. Saif Al-Kindi visited the Eid Souk at Nakhal and came up with this report.
Al-Habta is the Omani local market where people can sell and buy Eid materials. In Nakhal, this is the annual gathering for locals to buy goats and cows for the coming Eid. Al-Habta is the place where children can buy toys and delights and enjoy the big crowd in the souk. Today's prices went very high, and for the first time it reaches 340 riyals for one goat. Some other people prefer doing shopping at hypermarkets and modern markets, where they can find out everything indoor. Well, such gathering gives the local an opportunity to purchase their needs for the Eid. It offers a good chance to bargain for the best prices and find out variety of goods. Saif Al-Kindi for English News, Nakhal.
Involving elderly in various programs and social activities were the main goals of the meeting held by the Omani Association for Elderly Friends in the Governorate of Dhafar. The meeting, held at the premises of the Directorate General of Heritage and Culture, witnessed the participation of a number of association members, local citizens and a number of the elderly. The meeting included a Ramadan evening, which witnessed a number of activities that stressed on the importance of taking care of the elderly. It also aimed to strengthen social communication between the elderly and other society segments. With the participation of children, a voluntary initiative was adopted by a group of youths in the governorate of Buraymi that aim to preserve surplus food and prepare it for reconsumption to be distributed in a safe and hygienic way to the needy. The initiative was organized for the fourth successive year. The number of volunteers increased this year and mechanisms were developed. They checked the suitability of the collected food for human consumption and then repacked for distribution. They used various media means and social media channels to promote voluntary work in general and this initiative in particular. Here are the Ramadan Times for tomorrow. Fajr prayers will be at 3:58 a.m. Maghrib prayers will be at 3 minutes past 7 p.m. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle and fog. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rain over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be easterly to northeasterly light to moderate over the coasts of Sea of Oman, while on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea, it will be southwesterly moderate to active. Rest of the governorates, it will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be rough along the coast of the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 4 meters and slight along the rest of the coasts with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The first batch of compensation houses are handed to citizens of Wilaya of Barka whose properties were affected by Batina Coastal Road. Ministry of Commerce and Industry stops transaction deals of a number of owners of multi-commercial registrations and calls in around 130 establishments to make sure of its registration's effectiveness. And Muwasalat Company announces to increase its trips to Salalah to 5 trips daily during Salalah Tourism Festival. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.